Hi, hello, and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a bit of a different video than I would normally post. I don't have many videos up, so you probably don't have a huge frame of reference, but if you look at the channel, you'll see my last three designs were all like redesigns of characters. Go check those out if you're interested. But this is going to be a bit of a different one. Partially because I wanted to do something special because it is Pride Month. Happy Pride to all of my fellow queers. You are all great. And the other reason this video is a bit different is because also if you'll look at the channel, you'll see that I haven't posted in a while. I think it's been a couple months. And so I kind of wanted to talk about why, because it's a bit of a fun story and I like rambling about my life to people. For my drawing, I am just going to be drawing Luce and Amity from the Owl House because I love them. The Owl House is my favorite and it's great and you should watch it. I just had the image in my head of Amity being confused by like those like fake elf ears that people wear, and by people I mean me. I love them. So I wanted to draw Luce and Amity just doing a fun little Hot Topic trip together, and I had fun drawing them together in their cute little outfits. I gave Luce a Good Witches Are a shirt. And I gave Amity this, because I wanted to give them each, like, kind of a pride thing to wear, and Luce has her pin on her beanie already, and I gave her a little rainbow bracelet, I think, but Amity, I didn't know what to do, so I was, like, looking at lesbian shirts for inspiration, and I found one that was, like, similar to this, and I loved it. I thought it was really cute. So I gave her a little lesbian pride shirt because she has a cat, and I love cats. And I also wanted to draw Luce holding this, it's like this like overall skirt thing that I got at Hot Topic that's like purple and it looks like a bat, and I thought she would like it because she likes bats and her color is purple. I just thought it was neat. I was gonna draw a background, but then I remembered I do not know how to draw backgrounds, so I did not do that. Just imagine the Hot Topic background behind them. But anyway, the reason that I haven't posted in a while is because I've had some life drama. The main one is that we had a big move, which I will talk about. It is a story. At first, my goal was to post videos every other week, because I know that if you're like posting really inconsistently, then YouTube does not like you and does not recommend your videos. So I wanted to post videos every other week, and I had a drawing of Frankie Stein ready and waiting to be voiced over and talked about, so that my partner who could like edit it together and I could post it. But then the weekend that I was going to record and post it, I had various internet issues and also cat issues because my cat passed away. So that sucked. And I didn't want to record a video that day. I just wanted to take it easy. So I was like, okay, this week is messed up. I'm just going to take a bit of a break, and I'm going to wait another 2 weeks to when the next video would have come out, and I'm going to post this video then. Great. Then that didn't happen either, because my parents bought a house. Yippee! So we have been trying to get out of our old house for a while, and now we finally found a pretty cool house about 20 minutes away. It's in town. The old house was kind of in a cornfield, so that is great. Everything's great, but It's also very stressful. Have you ever moved before? Because it's a lot, okay? The first thing we had to do was get the house, which was kind of a pain. We kept like waiting to see what the price would be because they kept changing it around from anywhere between, I think, 5,000 to like 8,000 or something like that. Or maybe it was more. I don't know prices. But it just like kept moving around and we didn't know what it was going to be. And then the day that they were finally going to close on the house, we find out at the last minute, like, oh, sorry, you can't buy this house, actually, because the people who own it now have, like, this water bill that's unpaid. And my dad was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go pay the water bill. We're getting this house. So then he went down to the water company to pay it, and they're just like, what water bill? So that got sorted out. We got the keys to the new house. Everything was great. And then we had the issue of before we like move all of our stuff in and everything, we wanted to paint everything, and we also wanted to make sure the heat and air conditioning and water and everything were working. So we sorted that out. Painting, I thought we would be done painting in a weekend. I thought that would be real easy, that we could just like paint all of the rooms in like 2 days and it would be great. Painting my room took like a week to do. So like day one, thought I was gonna get the entire my bedroom done and then I could help with other rooms. Wrong. I spent day one making 3 trips to Menards, and all I got done was the closet, and then it took 4 days to do the rest of it. Because most of that time was spent taping and taping and taping everything and dealing with the stupid freaking plastic wrap that would not stay on the carpet to protect the carpet from all the paint, and it would just like slide around and stick to our shoes, but not where it was supposed to. But it's fine because I got the room painted and everything was fine. And then we were going to then bring in all of our big furniture in the U-Haul that we rented for the weekend. So we were going to plan to have that weekend to pack all of our big stuff, and then we were going to officially start living here. Because we got enough painted that we could get in. And we didn't want to rent the old house any longer than we had to. So the plan was that we were going to get all of our big stuff in that weekend. And then I was like, okay, once I'm living in the house, I will post a YouTube video because I'll have somewhere to record that isn't a hot car in the summer. But that also didn't end up happening. We didn't even get to finish bringing in all of our big stuff. We got in enough to live with. We got our fridge, which is a whole ordeal, because the fridge is bigger than all of the doors, and also we had to carry it up 4 steps to get it in the new house. We had to take the door off of its hinges at the old house to get it in the U-Haul, so it took 3 people just to get the fridge in. But we still had big stuff like the dressers and some other things at the old house that we wanted to bring, so we ended up having to rent the U-Haul for another weekend. Which was fine, I guess. We also had the problem of we were gonna get a dumpster because, like, it's kind of embarrassing, so I'm not gonna, like, describe it too much, but, like, our old house is kind of a disaster and a mess, and we have a lot of garbage and clutter and stuff we just needed to clean up and get out, so we were going to get a dumpster. clean the whole place, get rid of anything we didn't want, get a fresh start in the new house. And then we were gonna hire professional cleaners to clean the old house so it could be ready to rent. That did not end up happening. At first, the dumpster was delayed an entire weekend, so we didn't have it when we needed it to get all of the trash out of the way so we could get big furniture out. That was fun. And then, about 2 weeks before the end of June, which is when we were gonna plan to be out by, we got a message from our landlord, who is just great. He's a great person. Everything's great. You know, like that time that we had a leak in our ceiling, which would be his job to fix, and we told him about it 3 times, and he never fixed it. That was great. But basically, 2 weeks before we planned to be out, he comes into our old house, which he cannot do without notice, and sees the mess, decides he doesn't like it, and is like, hey, guess what? Y'all have 1 week to get out of here, and then I am bulldozing the place. What the fuck? So now we have less than a week to get all of our crap out. Fuck cleaning. We can cancel the cleaning people. I guess the dumpster's mostly useless now. We will not be fixing the leak in the ceiling anymore. We just need to get all of our stuff out of the house as fast as possible. The problem, though, was that my parents were both still working and couldn't get time off, and they were having them work, like, really late hours, which was particularly stressful for my dad, I think. So a lot of it was on me and my partner to do, and also my brother, to do a lot of the packing, to get as much of our sentimental stuff out. We still had clothes and dishes over there, and just a lot of stuff. Electronics, all of my dad's tools. So we spent a couple days just doing a lot of trips back and forth between the 2 houses, packing stuff up, driving over, unpacking, driving back again. We found something interesting in the basement while we were, like, packing, though, which is, like, not super important, but I just think it's neat. We found a box of CD cases that neither of my parents knew was there or claim ownership of. Like, there were some CD cases in there that looked, like, somewhat familiar. So originally I thought that maybe these were my dad's and he just, like, took the CDs out, because I knew he has a bunch of CDs that he, like, took out of their cases to put in, like, one thing in the car to listen to. But there was also a lot of stuff in there that, like, neither of them would ever listen to. So I think it was just there since, like, the previous people who lived in the house. And the other really interesting thing we found in there was a couple PlayStation games. All of the CD cases did not actually have CDs in them. It was just the case. But the PlayStation ones, there were a couple PlayStation games, and they all had the CDs. There was only one of them that was missing a CD. I think there was supposed to be, like, 4 discs, and it was missing one. We found Final Fantasy Tactics, which is a game that my partner has and really likes. And I don't really know anything about Final Fantasy, but he said something like he has a copy of the game, but it's like a, I think, green border re-released version of it. This was like the original release of it, so he was really excited about that and wanted it. And we also found a game, I think it's called Tactics Ogre, which is apparently, like, really rare and sells for, like, $100 or something. there were a couple other ones in there too. Those two did work. There was the one that was missing a disc did not work at all. There was like a basketball game in there that works, and I think a pinball game that didn't work, but hey, 3 out of 5 ain't bad. So we grabbed that. That's ours now. Anyway, back to the moving nightmare. On Tuesday, I think, me and my partner and my brother planned to do like 4 trips back and forth to grab my brother's stuff. We had a bunch of board games and DVDs, so we were gonna grab that, any sentimental stuff we could, and some dishes. And we did all of those. We did those trips, but then on the 4th trip, we planned to be done and grab my brother and go get lunch or something. But on the way back to the old house to pick up the final load, we saw a car in the driveway. And my brother said he was dropping off farm equipment, which makes sense because, like, farmers come in and out to drop off stuff because we live in a cornfield and there's a barn right there. But I also saw him go from our LP tank, which is our gas, that was like around the back of the house and nowhere near the farm stuff, to his truck and go. Which I like messaged my family, and that kind of told us that maybe he's shutting off the gas, and so maybe the deadline is a lot shorter than we thought. Like, we didn't even know when the original deadline was. He just said a week, and we don't know what that means. Is it Friday? Is it Saturday? I don't know. But if he's shutting off the gas, we didn't even know if we'd have Wednesday. So after our 4 trips, we were now panicking again because we didn't even know if we'd have the next day to still pack stuff, which sucked because my parents, particularly my dad, still had a lot of stuff, like a lot of sentimental stuff and clothes and tools left at the old house. And Wednesday was going to be his day off to pick up all of that stuff, and he didn't even know if he'd be able to get there and do it. He didn't know if the house would still be standing. So me and my partner and my brother and my mom, who was now home, all did another trip. And then my dad came home and we did another trip, and we got at least all of the sentimental stuff out. And that was the important thing. But then we came back the next day to see if the house was still there, and it still was. So the next 2 days, we still had time, so we got out everything that we possibly could. We got out all of our sentimental stuff. We got out as many dishes as we could. We got out all of our clothes, all of my dad's tools, everything we could get out. And then we were finally done with the old house and we could leave. I haven't been back to the old house since we stopped packing. But I assume it's been torn down by now because it's been over a week. So I assume that house is down, which is like a shame. Like, we kind of didn't do the best job of taking care of it, but like, it was a nice house. It had been there for like 2 centuries, I think. It was cute. It was nice. It was like full of some memories. But now that's gone. But it's fine. The old house, it's over. So now we could finally relax, right? Everything can just calm down now because we don't have the threat of the new house being bulldozed if we don't unpack fast enough. So we can just like take a bit of a break and leisurely unpack stuff. And I could post a video. So I planned to post a video. I had 2 weeks left of June. So I was going to post a video that weekend. That didn't happen either, because guess what happened? My ceiling collapsed in my room. There's a hole in my ceiling. It's gone. The plaster, it fell we were just sitting here in my room, and, like, part of the ceiling just, like, fell down over my cabinet and broke some of my things. It punched a hole in my painting. But it's fine, I didn't need that. So I didn't post that weekend either, because now we need to fix my ceiling. So that's all been a very fun, good little adventure. There was also that weekend that I think I could have posted, but, like, I was busy doing errands and also went to a Pride event with a friend, and I, like, kind of just wanted to do that instead. But basically that's why I haven't posted in a while, just because, like, I've been dealing with all of that and, like, the time crunch of trying to get everything out and save everything. So that's great. My next video most likely will be the Frankie redesign video, which will be coming out in 2 weeks, assuming nothing goes horribly wrong. I also wanted to start trying to record some shorts in the meantime, so I could post a little more frequently, even if I can't get big videos out. So I have one of those drawn out. I just need to, like, record it. I also took the time to draw, like, if you look at my old 3 videos, you'll notice that I had a little guy in the corner that was supposed to be me, and I was trying to do a cute little animation like some other drawing YouTubers do. But you'll also notice that it's not really put in the video that well, because I had some issues with, like, I don't know if it was, like, editing or the animation thing I was using, but we just, like, could not get rid of the white background, and so the best we could do was just, like, trim it into as small a box as possible. So I wanted to, like, try and redo that and, like, fix it, but nothing I was doing was working and, like, getting rid of the border. So the other thing that I tried doing was kind of what you see now, is I put my little guy over this, like, border to put around the video, and then I was gonna put the video in the center, so it doesn't matter if there's white there. But then, like, and I realized that anytime I was, like, exporting the animation, it made it a lot, like, less clear and, like, kind of fuzzy and low resolution, even if, like, nothing I did fixed it, nothing I did changed it. So in the end, I kind of just, like, gave up, and it's no longer animated. It's just, like, a solid image. But that's basically what that is just I wanted to have my little guy there, and I wanted to add my cat to it, because I love my cat. I miss him. He's my little guy. But that's likely what I'm going to be doing now instead of the little animated character. So yeah. My next video will be coming out in a couple weeks. Let me know if you liked this video. If people really like this one, maybe I can do other videos in a similar style where I kind of just, like, talk about silly little stories over something a little more chill to draw, where I don't need to, like, describe everything I'm doing. But I will definitely be going back to the redesign videos either way. And attempting to do some shorts. Let me know what you guys want to see me do next. I am open to suggestions of what people want to see. And I guess that's all for me. So, bye.